So we're asking about those allegations from yesterday, and you said you believe they're
No,
totally
completely false. This has been 2 years. You have the most political, you have the most political folks in the U.S. Attorney's Office here that attended a Hillary Clinton fundraiser before they dropped the charges on me two years ago. You have partisan, biased Department of Justice employees that are doing it to Trump. They're doing it to me. There's two ladies. It was the acting U.S. attorney and the prosecutor. Her name's Emily Allen, who's prosecuting me right now. On a Friday, went to a Hillary Clinton fundraiser at a house in La Jolla here in San Diego on taxpayer dime during the working day, and then brought charges against me.
What does that have to do with your personal bank account?
It has to do with them being political. This isn't about my personal bank account. I didn't do anything wrong. All of my information has been public for 2 years. I paid the money back 2 years ago before my election. I don't know if you guys recall that. I paid the money back. This is political, period.
So, yeah,
This is the U.S. government, what I would call the deep state, or folks in the U.S. government that don't care what the election does. That they want to rig the election their own way, because they can't beat me in a real election. So number one, I'm going to have an election. I'm not resigning. I'm not going to resign with a bunch of leftist government folks throwing allegations at me. There's a trial. This means nothing, and the indictment is all they have. They only have what you've now seen. That's it. I've done nothing wrong, and I say bring the trial now. Let's do this. Then we'll have the election, and we'll see what happens.
So you say this means nothing. There's very specific allegations in there. I mean, you guys
Sure.
bought cigarettes, alcohol,
Hey,
campaign funds.
it's the
You deny
Department
that?
of Justice. Well, hey guys, by the way, we just took a bunch of wounded warriors out. We just did this. This is a campaign event too. So my campaign helped do this. Ask my prosecutors when they went to Hillary Clinton's fundraiser for free on your taxpayer dime if that's appropriate and objective and whether I'm getting a fair shake. Go ask them.
I mean, just purchase this and attribute it to.
Hey, let's do it one at a
No.
time. Let everybody have a
No, of
chance
course
to ask
not.
one question. Yeah, one at a
So
time.
did you bounce your campaign did you bounce your bank accounts 1,100 times?
Oh, you mean have overdraft? I'm not sure. So let me tell you guys. I was in the Marine Corps. I did 3 tours. When I joined the Marine Corps, I gave power of attorney to my wife because I was gone all the time. Just like most guys that are gone all the time, they give power of attorney to their wives, and I didn't have a lot of visibility on my personal finances. And when I got into Congress, which I got elected a year after my last tour, within a year of my last tour, I kept it going the same way, right? I'm out there doing stuff. I'm out there working hard.
But those documents specifically name you as being
that's
buying
fine.
things with campaign funds.
And again,
You
it's
deny
my
that?
responsibility. It's my account, and didn't have as much visibility on my personal finances as I should have.
So you didn't have that personal visibility. Do you deny there's any wrongdoing?
That's not a crime.
No, yeah, and we're not. Once again, folks, this is a good story for everybody. There's nothing illegal about being poor. Okay, I don't think there's anything illegal about not having money in your bank account. Right, that has nothing to do with what they're alleging in this. Okay, I did nothing illegal. It's been 2 years again. I paid it off before my last election. I did my own audit. I self-reported, and then I paid back what I owed the campaign based off an objective audit 2 years ago. So they've had 2.5 years to do this. They did it at the last possible moment before this election. They're trying to win this election. They're trying to beat Trump in the press and not with the election. They're trying to do the same thing to me. That's a new way that Democrats do politics.
Are you concerned about losing the House in that situation
No.
causing an impeachment?
No.
Congress.
Good? Hey guys, so what we're doing here, now I think I've answered enough questions.
Well,
Hey, and thanks for being here.
You said there's nothing illegal
Wait,
about being
hold
poor.
on a second. Let him thank his wounded warriors here. He's got a ton of them. They've been
Hey.
waiting here to
Yeah.
so Dave, say a word or two to them, and then you can go back to this.
Go ahead.
There's nothing, like you said, illegal about being poor, but the FEC isn't saying that. They're saying that what is illegal is having an expenditure that was personal, billed to your campaign
Sure.
finance account.
I've never used my campaign for personal expenditures, ever.
And then they say on top of that, multiple times, we're talking scores of times, there are dozens of specific allegations in this 45-page,
Of course,
48-page
they've had 2 years with going back to my college emails. That's what the U.S. government does. They literally went back to the 1990s to my college email address, so they have everything. Just because they put that in their indictment doesn't make it so.
The indictment
Period.
goes back to 2009.
Don't believe the hype.
But it goes back to 2009.
It's the U.S. government trying to make you look bad. That's what they're doing to me. And I don't buy it. So you can ask whatever questions you want based off a false premise of them using all their efforts and all their resources trying to get a politician out of office without having an election. That's what they do now.
So you were
They
saying,
can make it.
Hold on 1 second. He's got to say goodbye to.
They
his
can
wounded
make it look
warriors.
however they
They're
want
all
to make it
standing
look.
here
We all
waiting
know
for
this.
Don't
Yeah.
say a word or two to your wounded
Yeah,
guys
yes, sir.
before they take off here.
Okay.
but you never then use campaign.
I've never
funds
used campaign funds for personal purchases ever.
and
you
never
prove
tries
that
to
you-
mischaracterize
No way.
those expenses.
No way.
Did you take a trip to Italy and try to get a tour of a naval base?
Yes.
And when you didn't get that, did you say F the Navy when that didn't?
I don't know, but I was in the United States Marine Corps. I'm sure I've said something of that sort at some point in time.
And so you say you've never used any of your any of your campaign funds for personal
Correct.
purposes. The U.S. Attorney's obviously done their investigation. They say you have. Can you prove that you've used personal funds?
We're going to court.
So you think you'll be able
And I'm going to win in court and win my election, and we'll see where we are, right?
Have you talked to your wife about this?
And let the American people, but let the people decide here too. What the government likes to do is take away the power from the people to have an election. So let's have an election. Let's go to trial. Then you can all see that, and we'll see who wins.
Did
You
you
guys,
ask
you and your wife are both
treasurer?
named in this. Has you
Correct.
had a chance to talk to your wife about that?
No, I've been busy the last couple of days actually
you haven't had a chance
with
to talk to
this.
her
No,
at
but
all since
I would have liked to have got up this morning. Yeah, I've talked to her.
What has she said about this? What's her-
It's not. I've got 3 kids, right? I've got a 17-year-old son and two girls. This is obviously hard for them, right?
The indictment
Period. I mean,
says
it's hard for them.
that you asked your treasurer to give your wife a campaign credit card. Did you do that?
Yes, my wife was my campaign manager
Well, this is before she was
No,
your campaign manager. Early on, that you asked that
because she
could
was
give it-
doing stuff here. So that is true. Because she bought stuff here for when we did stuff like this. Just like today's event, somebody bought the pancakes for this morning's event, right? And she was that person at that point in time.
It looks like after 2016, there's no more accusations on there. Did you change the way you purchased things after 2016, or the way you bought things? Or
Yeah, we had a different campaign staff after 2016.
The indictment also lists instances where your treasurer had allegedly raised red flags. You mentioned something about it looks like you're trying to create a paper trail. Were there red flags raised along the way that, hey, like the
No,
spending?
no,
Never.
no, not to me. No.
and how come
No,
you
this
do
was
that when you-
hey, this was a surprise to me too. I found out about this from my own audits, from my own reports, and I self-reported. This is 2 years ago, before the last election, when I paid this back. Right?
about the video
That was 2 years ago. Well, it was that and some other stuff too, right? That falls under the FEC. I did that 2 years ago. It's right before the election time. That's why this is happening. That's it.
But I believe they say that you knowingly false.
Of course they said that. This is the Department of Justice that we're watching on TV lie, show how political they are, show their corruption. Thanks to Congress, the American people are welcome for that. But this is the same DOJ. The Department of Justice right now, unfortunately, is more political than politicians are, and that's the lay of the land. No, there's no Trump appointee here in San Diego right now.
But they're getting convictions.
So no, they're not getting convictions.
Manafort, I mean, people,
You mean in general? So the acting U.S. attorney was Alana Robinson, okay, who attended the Hillary Clinton fundraiser for free on a work day as a U.S. attorney, as the acting U.S. attorney that started my investigation. And Emily Allen, who's a prosecutor, was at the same fundraiser. And their excuse, no, truly, the U.S. attorney's excuse for being at the Hillary Clinton fundraiser was to provide security for the candidate. They were getting pictures with Hillary Clinton. So I have partisan Democrat prosecutors coming after me, and that should worry everybody. Whether you're Democrat, Republican, or nothing, you shouldn't have politics entered into our law enforcement system. And that's what's happened now with Trump and with me. And I'm sure it's going to play out more with other people.
Congressman, is
Right.
there anything you want to say to the constituents that are just seeing
Yeah,
you go through this process?
I'm still working for you, and people know what I've done. I'm still going to work hard for them, and that's what I'm doing. You can see what the government's been doing in the last year and a half, at least I think. Congress has laid bare the partisanship and the politicization of the U.S. Justice Department. There is nobody overseeing the U.S. Justice Department except for other Justice Department people. There is no oversight. And what you get with that is a runaway Justice Department that tries to unseat a sitting president because they didn't like him. They don't like Trump, and tries to unseat a sitting congressman like me. They don't like me. That should be apparent to all of you. And they don't like me here in San Diego, at least the local paper, but my constituents, they get to have a vote, which is good. And that's what we asked for. We asked for a trial, And we ask for a vote coming up in November, and we'll see whether the people win or the law enforcement Democrat system wins.
And the chair of the San Diego County Republican Party said, let's not jump to any conclusions
Oh,
here. It seems like you're jumping to conclusions.
There's no trial yet.
I mean, it
Do you understand?
seems like you're already jumping to conclusions saying that the FBI, or not the FBI, that
No,
the
because
DOJ
I know what I've done. And I know that the DOJ they knew what happened in my case about a year and 8 months ago. Okay?
So then why
they're
did they bring up this investigation then?
to wait till right now, right before the election, to unseat a Republican and a strong Republican seat. That's why.
The DOJ is politically motivated?
Yes. Are you joking? The DOJ is politically motivated. They're going to slam this thing in right now. They could have done this in the last two years. Right?
Congressman, you said that you haven't done anything illicit in terms of campaign funds. What about your wife?
Yeah, that's not my place to call here.
So your wife, then you're saying it's an open possibility that she's responsible
Hey,
for
Dee,
these
come on and
expenditures.
take these
All right,
We've
guys.
been waiting in the sun here for a
I'm gonna
long
go.
time.
Well, we
We're gonna
appreciate
go. Thank
your
you.
time. Thank
Yeah,
you so much,
thanks.
sir. We appreciate it.
All right, friends.
Thank you. What was that one you yelled at him at the beginning?